Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Puppets. Today, joined by
the Isle of Yeast,
aka Dad, and
Plinna.
Yes, Plinna and I made a trip on Plinna's bike motorcycle today to visit my dad and to hang out and review some beers with my dad. We're actually kind of having a bottle share, but we're also going to be reviewing some rum later on. So we're starting off. It's actually most of them are dark beers and heavy beers. It's really fall type stuff. So we just had dinner, great duck breast. And we're finishing off dinner with a barley wine. So this is a barley wine from OO Brewing. And this is the OO Brewing Long Boil Barley Wine from 2017 that I got from Beer Gym. So thanks a ton to Beer Gym for the beer. I actually also got a bottle from OO without a label when I was over there in Gothenburg. They're like, hey, take that if you want it. So also thanks to OO. Last year they did this for the first time. And it was with, what's it called? Maris Otter malt. And this time they're using Golden Promise, and all that color is just from boiling the mash for like extreme long time. I can't remember how long they do it, but they put in for 2,500 liters. They put in 1,600 kilos of Golden Promise malt, and they double mash it, and then they you boil it for a really long time so it caramelizes.
Okay.
Which is quite interesting. So this time it's Golden Promise malt instead of East King Golding instead of Maris Otter. Mm-hmm. So it's 11.2%, so strong beer. But we have it poured in these wine tulips, and it's hazy.
It's hazy, orangey brown.
Yeah.
Hazy, orangey.
Copper maybe. Tan head on there. It smells really caramel. Let's check out the aroma. Yeah, big caramel. It almost reminds me of a double buck for some reason. Maybe it's just because I recently had that. But it's interesting to get this much caramel flavor just from one malt.
Yeah.
But yeah, caramels and dark fruits like figs and maybe even milk chocolate or something like that.
Mm. Yeah, there's some sweetness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get the sweetness too.
Mm. Almost like a syrup or something, like a sugar thing. But yeah, big caramel, toffee, fudge, all that stuff. Like really awesome, hefty type, smelling beer. Well, let's give it a taste. Cheers.
Cheers.
And we just had food, so this is dessert.
Yeah.
Smells like dessert.
We have quite a few desserts today. But cheers. Well, that's pretty nice. A little warming on the alcohol still. Even though this is a 2017 vintage. I don't remember when they released this, but
actually, I would like.
I think they released it this year. But
I would
sweet
like
caramel.
It to be a little bit more boozy.
Okay.
Sweet caramel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Lots of sweet caramel flavor.
Yeah. I don't think it's too boozy.
No, but there's a little bit of warmth. But it's not too bad. It's also 11% beer. So.
Yeah. And you don't get the dark fruits as much
when
you drink it.
That's why it reminds me a bit more of a, and I think that's because you don't use the dark malts. It's just the Golden Promise malt, and then it just caramelizes. But I'm not entirely sure on that. But also, that's maybe why it's reminding me of a double buck, because that's like Munich malt often and stuff like this. And yeah, it's funny. It's almost like you cross an barley wine with a double buck for me a little bit. It does have a little bit of dark fruit, but not a lot at all. Mostly this like big caramel and toffee flavor.
Actually, I'm thinking if you add some sort of dark chocolate to this, that would be pretty awesome.
Apple for some this would actually be very nice with the apple dessert we had.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would.
Because it's so caramelly, I think, almost like caramel.
I'm really feeling it. 85% dark chocolate alongside with this.
Yeah,
I think it would be.
It could be pretty good. That's a nice barley wine.
Yeah. Because it's just completely fudgy.
Yeah, it's very fudgy. It's not my favorite barley wine, but I think it's very good. I think it will do well with a little bit more aging, but I also think this could be an interesting beer to barrel age. So it's also English style barley wine, so that's also why it's not bitter. We're talking about a bit about like some bitterness. There is some, I don't know if it's bitterness or whatever I'm getting something that reminds me of bitterness. But it's pretty good. I think I gave last year's a 93. The 2016 long boil. I think like this would maybe like 92, 93, like in that range, the early 90s. It's a very nice barley wine, but I think it needs to age a little bit more, and then I think just some barrel aging could do very well.
Yeah. Well, I think it could do with a bit more complexity.
Yeah. It's very one note because of all that caramel flavor.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, you kind of have to balance the sweetness with some bitterness, in my opinion. But yeah, it's completely fine, and it's very, very caramel-like.
Actually, quite drinkable for 11.2%.
But to me, yeah, it's a straight 90.
Yeah. Well, I like barley wine, and I like the caramel in this one. I could do with a little more bitterness. I think I'll go with Peter and say 92, 93.
Yeah. So, guys, that does it for the review of the 2017 OO Long Boil Barley Wine. I think they might still have some on Beerjum if you want to check it out. So check out Beerjum. Very nice stuff. Great to have some OO beer again. And they just started canning, too, some of their IPAs, which is cool. So if you had a chance to try this one, guys, let us know what you thought of it. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And we're going to say cheers.
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 And see you
in another
another
beer
beer
review.
review.